Good God, what can you see? The house is haunted, isn't it? You can see something. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Cat is freaking me out so bad. Hello lovelies! Okay, so it is World Goth Day as I'm posting this. So May 22nd of every year is World Goth Day, in case you didn't know. And I thought I'd do a little video for it because it's just a fun day that you can celebrate if you're, you know, goth, or even if you're not, you're just, you know, sort of alternative. I'm sure you're welcome to join in the celebrations. And yeah, so this is mostly a fun day, but I also wanted to use it to talk about something a bit more serious. It's probably going to be a bit hard to do given the content, but so first of all I just wanted to talk about the fun bit. So I just really hope everyone does something really fun that they love for World Goth Day, you know, whether you have like a horror movie marathon with your friends, or bake some bat-shaped cookies, or go on graveyard walks, or make spooky cocktails, or whatever you want to do. Yeah, I really hope you guys do something like super fun for World Goth Day, and if you do, then definitely tag me on like Instagram or Twitter or Tumblr or whatever, and let me know what you're doing and share a picture if you want, because I would love that. I'd love to see what everyone's doing for World Goth Day. So you guys know that I love being goth or alternative or whatever you want to call it. It's definitely a big part of who I am, and for the most part it's, you know, it's a lot of fun. I suppose you'd say it's just me, but I enjoy it, so I guess you could call it fun. But despite that, it's not like there are no problems with being this way. A lot of us are luckier than others, and the thing I wanted to talk about today is the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. And I'm sorry if I start crying at any point during this, I'm sure I will, because I can't even think about it without tearing up. But I only noticed a couple of months ago, whenever I mentioned it on Tumblr, that so many people within the alternative community don't know about that. And I guess it was a bigger thing in the UK than America, but still I like could not believe how many people hadn't heard about it. So the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is, as you can guess, dedicated to a girl called Sophie. And what happened to her was she was walking home one night with her boyfriend. I believe they're walking through a park, and unfortunately they were attacked by a group of what in the UK we call chavs, which is very hard to explain to anyone who's not from the UK, but if you're from here you know. So yeah, they were attacked for no other reason than being goth, which is unfortunately familiar to a lot of us. I know I've certainly been victim of violence because of how I look, as have my friends. I was lucky, and my friends have been lucky, and we have all got away safely. You know, obviously I'm here. Sophie and her boyfriend were not. The group of boys, or chavs or whatever, managed to get her boyfriend Robert down on the ground and were repeatedly stamping on his head. Sophie was on the ground next to him, like cradling him in her arms, begging for them to stop. So they started doing the same. They started kicking her in the head, started stomping her in the head, and then all ran off and left the two of them in comas. So from this point on there might be some images that some people find distressing of Sophie and her boyfriend in the hospital, so I just want to warn people of that. So yeah, they were in really bad shape, obviously very badly beaten, and as I say, they were left in comas. Robert eventually woke up. Oh god, it's crazy how someone you never knew can affect you so much. Yeah, so Robert eventually woke up. Sophie did not. Sophie unfortunately died a while later of her injuries. There was just no coming back from it. So as you can imagine, Sophie's family, and of course her, I don't know if it's her boyfriend or her fiance, but Robert anyway, was, of course all of them were absolutely crushed. And it's not an isolated incident. Obviously it's one of the more severe, but obviously, you know, it ranges from smaller attacks like the likes of what's happened to me, to there was, I think, a goth girl got pushed down a flight of stairs on her wedding day for looking how she did. Some people I know were badly attacked and had their jaw broken and everything, and it's all just because they happen to look a bit different from, you know, normal people or whatever. And I'm really sorry if I seem like overly emotional or if it like comes across as fake or something. It's just, it's something, of course, that really hits home for me and a lot of goth people, because, oh fuck, right, hold on. Yeah, it's something that hits home for a lot of us because so many of us do experience a lot of hate and discrimination, sometimes on a daily basis, whether it's something small like you're walking down the street and someone yells abuse, or if it's something bigger where you actually fear for your life. And it's just I don't understand how people can have so much hate. And it's like, you know, and that applies to everything, whether it's a hate crime because of someone's style or subculture or race, disability, literally anything. I don't understand why people have such a problem, how someone can hate someone just for how they look or a small factor, you know, it's completely beyond me. I actually remember the morning I heard about it on the news. I'm not sure, I must have been really young, I'm not sure what age I was, but I was like in a cafe before school and it came on the news, and I was just so completely shocked that that had happened, you know? So after what happened, a lot of people reached out to Sophie's family, you know, with words of support and such, and eventually the Sophie Lancaster Foundation was set up. And the purpose of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is to try to educate people and have incidents like this recognised as a hate crime, and it has been in definitely Manchester, I think. I'm not sure if they've managed to get it hold anywhere else, but it's now recognised as a hate crime in Manchester, and I believe they go around schools trying to educate children on, you know, different subcultures and stuff, and sort of get rid of stereotypes and like the negative image, because like it does start young. I mean, whenever I was in school, kids that were so young were horrible to me because of how I dressed, and it's just like, I don't understand where they're getting this. So it's good to start by going around to schools and trying to catch them young and make them realise that hating someone because of how they look is completely wrong. You can definitely read more about what happened to Sophie online, and there's also a lot of videos on YouTube, like little tributes and stuff, that make me bawl my eyes out. I'm thinking about them now. But yeah, you can look those up if you want to know more about what happened, if this is all new to you. But I really just wanted to draw some attention to it and to the charity, because it's a really worthwhile cause to support, I think. You know, there's like, of course there's like so many charities out there, but of course this one, you know, is quite close to my heart because of, you know, my own experiences in the past and my friends' experiences. I remember having to ride to the hospital in an ambulance with my friend after we were attacked. Thankfully I managed to sort of avoid being injured, but she didn't. She had a bad concussion and severe swelling and stuff, and they tried to rip out her lip piercings and everything, and it was terrifying, you know, like, just, we were a bunch of kids just hanging out, having fun. I mean, we couldn't have been more than 13 or 14, and a group of adult chav men carrying a crate of beer attacked one of my friends, Chris. He punched him, and Chris was a tiny little guy, like half the height of me, and when Mairead tried to shove one of them off of Chris, then they ganged up on her and started hitting her over the head with the glass beer bottles and trying to pull out her piercings and stuff. And the only reason that they stopped was because a businessman happened to come along where we were and managed to get rid of them and phone the ambulance for us, and it was terrifying. And on top of that, I've had some very unfortunate experiences myself where I've ended up in hospital. I'm sorry, this video has been like such a downer, but it was just really important to me. I thought, you know, it's World Goth Day and I wanted to do something for it. And I thought that it would be a good idea to just do something to draw attention to a worthwhile cause like the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. Sophie now stands for Stamp Out Prejudice, Hatred and Intolerance Everywhere. So, right, let's cheer up. So yeah, it'd be really great if you could check out their website and their Facebook and, you know, consider supporting them in some way, because it's so important to start changing how the world sees us. And even now I'm missing out on opportunities that my friends are being given, and it's quite obvious that the only reason is because of how I dress. So it's frustrating that people still have such a problem with, it's just a style. We're not depressed, we're not Satanists, we're not rebelling, we're just people who happen to like dressing this way, no different to anyone else dressing the way they want to. So I'm going to end this video off with just drawing your attention to a few lovely people from the Irish YouTuber community who really got on board with World Goth Day and wanting to support the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, and a whole bunch of people who either maybe are a little bit alternative or used to be, to people who have never had anything to do with the alternative scene have done some fun gothy videos, like gothing themselves up and stuff, all in support of World Goth Day and the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. So I'm going to roll some clips. There will be some links to their channels in the description below, along with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. So I'd really love it if you could check them out, because it was so sweet of them to do and join in, and everyone was really lovely and supportive about it. So I hope I didn't bum you guys out too much, but it is important. People need to know. I was like so shocked that so many of you like didn't know about it. I was like, okay, no, that's not okay. You know, it was such a huge thing, and I guess because it was so long ago, it's not really talked about very much anymore, but it needs to be, because even though that happened, it hasn't stopped. So remember to check out all the links I've left below. If I can find any like fun little like spooky baking things or DIY things or anything fun for World Goth Day, I might pop those in the description as well, just so you guys can look for some fun things to do today. And yeah, so let's all cheer up now and have a really great World Goth Day. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye lovelies!